Ask them for their name and address. Do not ask a voter to look at the roster themselves to locate their name. Do not ask them to see an identification card. However, if a voter presents identification, thank the voter and inform them that an identification card is not required if they are registered. This announcement is not only for the voter in front of you, but for other voters in line who should not feel required to produce an identification card. In some circumstances, the identification card might be helpful, but make it clear that it is not required. The voter may say that they have a difficult name to spell and provide their identification to make the process easier to find their name. Or a voter might have problems speaking, and so the identification serves as their way of communicating their name and address. Once you know the name and address of the voter, and you are using a paper roster, search and find the voter's name. Check the page for any roster notations. Hide challenges on other voter records from view. Have the voter confirm their name and address. Point to the oath at the top of the roster page and have them review the oath. Instruct the voter to sign their name on the line of the roster page to affirm the voter's oath. Give them a voter receipt and direct them to the ballot judge. Now, if an electronic roster is used, search and find the voter's name, ask the voter to confirm their name and address, and have the voter review the voter's oath. Instruct the voter to sign to affirm the voter's oath. As the judge, you will retain the signed voter signature certificate, issue a ballot receipt to the voter, and direct the voter to the ballot judge. Please note that the signature may be electronic on the screen or on paper, so follow your local election official instructions.
Sometimes it is difficult to find a voter's name. Check for spelling errors or
Hi, hello, how you doing? Navigator here. Sorry for the wait. Was dealing with some stuff, but better now. Today we're going to talk about yet again another Maga conspiracy. Well, they call it conspiracy, but let's be honest. A conspiracy theory is just a late fact, and we all know it. It happened with the Jabademic. It happened with what's that place? Oh yeah, Planned Parenthood not taking any tax money. And now another one. In Minnesota, they're not asking for IDs to vote. The most important thing that gives Americans the right to choose their leader and to make sure that it's not hurt or diluted by third worlders. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The people who they bring in. And we're gonna go over that because we have a patriot, a great man, James O'Keefe, going into the lion's den, putting on the whole thing and blah blah blah, and basically going in there undercover because they don't know, and basically asking them, and when I say them, I mean the Islamists, the Muslims, and the white liberals, because they're the ones who's really making the problem. Really, I mean, I don't get why. I really don't get white liberals, and basically them saying that no, you don't need an ID, you can just vouch, which really does make a lot of sense. And something else we want to go over later is why is it you don't see anyone complaining about it, but we'll go over that. But first, as further ado, take a look.
I'm James O'Keefe, and this is vouching for 7 other Muslims at a Minneapolis polling booth. We're going in to this location, and I'm going to say that I'm vouching for them. The name is William Lawrence. The question about the vouching program, vouching. I can vouch for them, but they are not registered. That's okay, that's fine. Can I bring 5 more from up to 8 people? Okay, that's a good thing. We go back and we get Krishna and Ernesto and Mohammed. In Minnesota, you can show up on election day and vouch for up to 8 unregistered voters. Members of the Justice League dress up in traditional Muslim attire, including a transgender wearing a burqa, and put this vouching law to an extreme test on primary day, August 11th.
Gonna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala.
The vouching?
You're vouching for?
I vouch for them.
Oh, great.
Is that okay?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, if you're all in the same precinct,
Yes.
and you are already registered, which it looks like you are, then you can vouch for them as ID for them.
Oh, good. She says to me, I say they do not need ID. She says, you are the ID.
He is the ID.
See, I am the ID. And no ID needed. I just vouch for them.
Well,
It's
you're
good.
the ID.
I am the ID. It's good. How many people may I vouch for?
What is it? It's
8?
I thought it was 6.
I can vouch for 8 people. 8 people, no ID. We come right back. Thank you. Most poll workers we visited were willing to let us vouch with no questions asked, even when presented with the most absurd situation imaginable, while other poll workers did take issue with our investigation, revealing their awareness that something about this vouching system is deeply flawed or wrong, yet for some reason, they don't want us to expose it.
Can't have her see me.
Get down.
Baller, I'm a 20-inch crawler, blaze on Impala, diamond rock waller.
In Minnesota, voters can vouch for up to 8 of their unregistered friends. At the polling place, a registered voter from the same precinct signs an oath confirming that they personally know the voter lives there. This allows someone without ID to register and vote. And employees of residential facilities may vouch for an unlimited number of facility residents to vote at the facility's address. That's right, an unlimited number. While proponents emphasize that the policy expands ballot access for recent movers and senior citizens, critics view it as a potential for fraud. For example, if a voucher were to lie on this contract and allow 8 of his ineligible friends to vote, and the results of that election are announced on the same day, what happens when the oath is further investigated and it is discovered that those vouched for votes shouldn't have been counted? The results of the election will have already been announced and enacted by that point. This document shows that the election workers simply circle a number of the vouchees. There's no other identifying information. And Scott Pressler from the organization Early Vote Action says there is no list of these vouchee voters anywhere. When he requested them from areas like Duluth, St. Paul, Minneapolis, and St. Cloud, Minnesota, Pressler says they are nameless, faceless, and recordless.
Yeah, this is why they do not want the Save America Act. They just want to cheat. They're cheating. That's it. You don't need an ID, and you can vote as many times as you want. And they can say, and it's just disgusting. They need to federalize Minnesota right now. And this really doesn't make sense. Why is it that Ellen Omar was elected? Because she wasn't. They've been cheating. They imported the third world into Minnesota. And you're wondering why? Simple. They just hate whites. They hate America. And these stupid white liberals, these useful idiots, let's be honest. They're no different from the useful idiots they used during the Russian Revolution or the Chinese Revolution or the Communist Revolution. The sad thing is it always ends the same way for them. As soon as they get in power, we don't need you anymore. But the problem with the modern day Democrats is the idiots who are under them, they're way too radical. They're way too radical. And like, again, something else I've been curious to ask you white liberal women. If there's any white liberal women or women period, to answer this question in the comment, why is it that feminists want Sharia law so much? Because think about it. Feminists, they all vote blue. They all vote for the party who will bring in the third world. You know what the third world do not have? Feminism, because of Sharia law and stuff like that. It just makes no sense to me, because they say that they hate men, which they do by 70%, because men are creeps, men are perverted, they're harassers, but then again, you vote for the party that brings in the number one people who do that. These Muslims, these Islamists, they do not like feminism. They're using you. You know, like that. I don't know if any of you have heard this, but there was a town where apparently the gays in the Islamic community was like this. As soon as they got their first Muslim, Islamic, same thing, city council, they canceled gay pride. And get this, the gays who got them there were surprised. Like the gays for Palestine people. Like, what do you guys expect? Well, I know what they expect. The problem is that they were A, brainwashed, and B, taught wrong. They really do not know the world. If they go outside the country, they will be surprised. But it gets worse, because it's not just you thinking they're only doing it for okay Muslims who don't do anything. No, they even let Hamas supporters vote. You heard me. They let the people who make people like me, those white liberals, go bye-bye, turn it off, and they're allowing them to vote. Minnesota needs to be liberated. And thank you, President Trump and God, for getting temporary status removed, because now we can start deporting these people. And they're going to be deported. Just ask the Haitians.
These guys were actually members of Hamas. They got here recently. I don't really know their citizenship status. They're from the Gaza Strip, and they want to vote today.
It's okay.
I can vote, right?
Correct. If he's vouching, you can vouch for up to 8 people.
My friends here would need to show what?
If you're vouching for them, they wouldn't need to show anything.
They don't need to show anything.
Is that like a common thing for people to vouch for Hamas members?
In Minnesota's electoral system, there is a process known as vouching, where a registered voter can vouch for 8 non-voter registered individuals, and the vouching process stands in for a proof of ID or residency or other documentation that the vouchee would need to show in order to register to vote. So in other words, if I was registered to vote here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, I could vouch for 8 other individuals who are not registered to vote, and all I would need to do is swear that I am verifying that the individuals I am vouching for live in the same precinct as I do. So what we're going to do today is speak to some election workers and ask, is it okay for me to vouch for some of my friends who just got flown in from the Gaza Strip, who are members of Hamas, and is it okay for them then to participate in today's election? Hi. We want to know more about the vouching.
So if you all live in this precinct, if one of you is able to register with the identity and residence verification documents, you can vouch for others who may live in the precinct as well. And you can vouch for up to 8 people as long as everyone lives in this particular precinct.
And then my friends here would need to show what?
If you're vouching for them, they wouldn't need to show anything.
They don't need to show anything.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, we would verify your documents, so your identity, your residential documents, and then the people you're vouching for,
You're
are
vouching.
their documents.
You represent their document at that point. You're saying you know that they live.
Just being straight up with you guys, they got here recently. I don't really know their citizenship status. They're from the Gaza Strip. Okay. And well, these guys were actually members of Hamas, and they want to vote today.
Okay.
It's okay?
So you would be under oath, letting us know that they are eligible to vote in this precinct.
But I can vote. I can vote, right?
If he vouches.
If he signs, then I can vote, right?
Correct. If he's vouching that you.
I'll be honest. I don't want to get like legally in trouble for anything, but I'm trying to help my friends out.
Right. So that's what you're acknowledging, though.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, are there restrictions? Like, I'm like, these guys are legit, like, I don't know, former, current, like, Hamas members. Is that gonna be a problem?
Look at me. You're scared of me now. I'm good. I'm in the U.S. Don't be scared.
So they are also signing an oath when they sign after you have registered them that they are eligible to vote.
Got it. Understood.
So I don't need to show ID?
If he's vouching for you.
Yes, you do.
At this point, another election worker joins the conversation and claims that the Hamas member does in fact need to show an ID. Under Minnesota statutes, section 201.061, subdivision 3A, vouching is one of 4 alternative ways to prove residence. If a registered voter swears the person lives in the precinct, that oath replaces any document, and no ID is required. This interaction shows that the election workers clearly don't understand the laws surrounding the election they are administering.
He's vouching for where you live. When you're vouching for someone, what you specifically have to be able to register in this precinct yourself. Which is your ID where you live. And an ID literally is photo ID, your name. That's sufficient.
So could we show, does it have to be an American ID?
It has to be one that is accepted.
So such as what? Okay. Oh, a college ID is okay.
Correct.
My concern is that these guys are Hamas members, and I'm worried about getting in trouble for vouching for a Hamas member.
Oh, well, none of that is included in any of this. If you can register today for you here, that makes you eligible to be able to vouch for somebody else living here.
Got it.
Now,
Okay.
all those other little conditions and stuff, they aren't on this sheet.
So I can just show college ID, it's fine.
Minnesota College ID.
I am standing in front of the Office of Elections and Voter Services here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I'm going to go inside and ask these workers, is it actually okay for a voter to vouch for other individuals who just got flown in from the Gaza Strip, who are alleged members of Hamas, who have nothing to prove their identity but a student ID, and for those individuals to then participate in the electoral process here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're going to go inside, we're going to speak to somebody, let's see what they have to say.
My question is that like a common thing for people to be vouching for Hamas members? So we wanted to get a comment from you all and
Not available for comment. You're more than welcome to set up a time and we'll speak with you later. That's the appropriate email address.
So we were told though, that it was okay for people that came from the Gaza Strip, Hamas members, all they have to do is show student ID.
You're more than welcome to exit. Thank you.
What is your name?
Thank you. You're more than welcome to exit. You can contact us at that email address.
We're at the Office of Elections and Voter Services in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're not answering our questions. And it seems as if, I don't know, it seems as if maybe it is okay for people that just got flown in.
It's not okay to come into our polling places and cause problems like you did yesterday. You're more than welcome to exit. Thank you. Thank you. You're more than welcome to exit. Have a wonderful rest of your day and feel free to reach out to the email address. Thank you.
Time for you to go.
That's it?
Thank you. Have
So
a
no
wonderful rest of your day.
No further comment.
You're more than welcome to leave. Thank you. Thank you.
Hamas members.
You are more than welcome to exit. Thank you.
So this is the state of America here. We are in the Office of Elections and Voter Services.
And you're being told that it was not appropriate for you to come into our polling places and cause problems yesterday. You're more than welcome to exit. Thank you.
We're welcome to exit. Do we have to exit?
We need to exit.
We need to exit. So now they are forcing us off the premises because we are concerned about the integrity of elections here in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
You need to exit the building. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to be leaving now, but this is honestly very concerning. Any further?
It was very concerning, your behavior yesterday. You're welcome to leave. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. You're welcome to leave. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Very disturbing. We're going to go now, but rest assured this investigation is far from over. Officials like Minnesota's Secretary of State, Steve Simon, have long suggested that the vouching system is secure.
The years I've done this job, I cannot recall a single instance of a false vouching because people know they're making an oath under penalty of perjury and they're gonna get busted. They're gonna get caught.
It's worth noting that Steve Simon also refuses to hand over Minnesota's unredacted voter rolls to the Department of Justice. As you have seen in this investigation, the dangers posed by Minnesota's vouching system are impossible to ignore. Someone posing as a registered voter could vouch for up to 8 non-eligible voters who can then immediately vote on Election Day. A formal audit of how the vouching system has been used is needed in order to protect the integrity of Minnesota's elections.
Just like that, they just don't care. It's disgusting. Send deportations now. And I am disgusted by these white liberals. I swear. Like the Muslims, yeah, that one dressed like a stupid black ghost. Yeah, I get that. She's here solely to destroy America. But you stupid white liberals, man. The women, yeah, that's one thing. But Christ, what about you men? You're pathetic. And without a doubt, because there's going to be a time where the Muslims, they're going to go violent. They're going to go violent and start attacking the people in Minnesota, which they already do. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. They do. So another video I'm going to talk about later is how in Minnesota, Minneapolis, in a blue state, another young scholar, another killing happened. Guess by what? You know why. You know why. It was a Muslim. He made a little girl go bye-bye, turn it off. And because of the laws they have over there, he got on a plane and just went straight back to his homeland. No justice for anything. No justice for that family. No justice for that girl. And it's pathetic because when you care more about people's feelings and you don't want to hurt people or offend anyone, the innocent is always hurt. There's no justice in Minnesota. We're going to have to federalize that whole place and not just there. And we're going to have to do it fast because two things are going to happen. They're going to actually try to implement Sharia law. And by doing that, I'm going to say the feminists are going to be Pikachu faced and realize that, yeah, they were lied to. And we're going to have to, do what we Americans do. And something else I want to talk about right now is all of this, it just makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Well, yeah, the Hamas thing. Yeah, that's just disgusting. But all this makes perfect sense. So why in Minnesota, it never really made sense. Why is Ilhan Omar a congresswoman? Because simple, she was elected. No, she wasn't elected. She was selected. They brought in third worlders and kept them there for years and allowed them to vote, even though they weren't supposed to. No ID. They're not citizens. And this is why she's terrified, because TPSA status is gone. And because of that, she knows she's not going to be able to win. And I can't wait for the deportations, because that's when they'll start getting liberated. And we can finally get rid of that disgusting mongrel. And without a doubt, the Democrats, you people are traitors. Without a doubt, you are traitors. And there's also, and if something wondering, if this is so bad, why is it we've never heard about it? Well, the thing is, people do say it, but it just gets censored. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, TikTok censors the stuff out. So, and not just TikTok, a lot of channels, really. And it's just disgusting, because if it's like this, if your message was so true, you wouldn't have to censor people, but they know it's a lie. And now they're starting to realize that the whites who live in Minnesota, the people who the Muslims absolutely hate, they're starting to realize that, oh no, we got to get out of here. Because think about it, they're not going to help you. And besides from the stupid white liberals who legit come from other places like New York and go in there, they're the only ones who's willing to go bye-bye, turn it off for you. And that's already stopped, because they can't even do that right. But here's some proof. And if you don't believe me about Twitter actually censoring people, here's some.
Well, if you're all in the same precinct,
Yes.
and you are already registered, which it looks like you are, then you can vouch for them as ID for them.
Oh, good. She says to me, I says they do not need ID. She says, you are the ID.
He is the ID.
See, I am the ID. And no ID needed. I just vouch for them.
Well, you're the ID.
I am the ID. It's good. How many people may I vouch for?
It's
8?
I thought it was 6. 8.
I can vouch for 8 people? Mm-hmm. 8 people, no ID. We come right back. Thank you.
Yep, it didn't take them long. Heck, they already banned canned Hixby from Twitter. And we all know who owns Twitter. Yeah, we all know. But yeah, it's like this. If they weren't afraid, they would have not done that. Because this proves they do not have the support of the Minnesota people. Heck, of course not. I mean, Tim Walz replaced the old flag for a flag that's clearly made from Minnesota to that's clearly meant to represent the Somali flag, which to make the Somalis who they brought in to pander to. And there's other areas inside of Minnesota that's trying to go back to the old one, but because Democrats are authoritarian, they're basically trying to defund them, defund the whole areas. And you know what this tells me? I've heard a saying, you want to know who's really in charge or who's really evil? Look at who's telling people you can't show this anywhere. Yeah, because censorship is, honestly, it's the tool of a coward and a weakling who knows that if those words go out, it will be poison to this whole toxic, destructive self-ideology and self-destructive for the feminists and white liberals. And to end this, I'm going to go through a passage that just really makes sense. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and good of courage. Do not fear nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, he is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Thank you. This has been Navigator Podcast, and come back again soon. And I'm definitely going to be in this fight. I am a warrior of God, and I will swing my sword at any enemy who, honestly, will try to take away my way of life. Or let's be honest, it's not just take away. Every time when Muslims move into a new country, they always bye-bye turn it off the people. Look at Syria. Syria wasn't, when they conquered Syria, it was populated mostly by Christians. Then they went bye-bye, turned it off by the Muslims, and now it's Muslim. Same with Iran. Iran was never Islam. It was conquered 40 years ago. Same with Egypt. Literally any country they invade, and they're getting pushed back, which they don't know how to deal with, because you know why. But come back again soon. This has been Navigator.